It's now time for the Coaches Show here on the Clinton Cardinals Sports Network, and joining me in studio is head coach Todd Mowry. Looking forward to an exciting game tonight going against Versailles. Now, Coach, we played a pretty good game against Oak Grove, but unfortunately we were unable to be victorious in that game. But like you were saying beforehand, we had a great, solid game played.
Yeah, we did. We came away with that game. Obviously, we didn't come away with a win, but we were super proud of how our kids played, and we battled for an entire 4 quarters, and we were extremely happy with how we played. We've cut down our penalties. Now, we did have a couple crucial ones that really killed some drives on Friday night, but and a couple other turnovers that were at crucial times as well. But overall, that was the difference. And I mean, they've got a kicker that's going to go to probably a big time school that put on some field goals, in situations that normally people wouldn't score. So, but yeah, we played great all night long and hit some big plays finally, and that's one thing that we've been looking for.
Putting the pieces of the puzzles together to make it work. Now we just got to tighten it up and get the border done and be finished right.
For sure. Yeah, and that's what we've been talking about all year. Is we've had some scenarios in our previous games that we thought, well, we could have been in those games, we could have won those games, and it's just we kept throwing a hurdle in front of ourselves every time we turn around, and we're starting to clear those out, but we just got to get to the point where we're no longer doing that anymore.
Right, and like you were saying before we started talking here, we're looking forward to taking that momentum that we built, and the kids are staying positive, and even though the record isn't the best, but the kids are still positive, and they're looking forward to an exciting game tonight. Tell me a little bit about the game plan going into tonight's game.
Yeah, so Versailles is, they're struggling a little bit this year too. They're dealing with the same thing we are. It seems like the injury bug is just killing everyone this year, and one of their key players is one of the receivers that's out. I don't know for sure if he's going to be in. We're planning like he's going to be in the game plan, but if he's not, that's a kind of a bonus for us.
Right.
We faced them earlier this year in the Jamboree at the beginning of the year. Of course, you only get 10 plays or so there, and you don't get to see a whole lot. But
you see something.
Yeah, but at least we kind of get an idea of who we're up against. And so our focus this year has really been, we've still got to play ball because we know it's a winnable game for us.
Right.
But we went into the game last year with our head a little bit bigger than it needed to, and we found ourselves behind at halftime, and it took us to the last drive to score and end up winning that game. So, that's been a focus this week, is we can't go in, as much as we think we can win this game, not being able to basically execute our game plan and still do what we're supposed to do.
You still got to get the ball in the end zone and got to get points on the board early, so you're not chasing at the end.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah, and our offense is finally clicking. We're kind of starting to get into a groove, and those dynamics that we've kind of been looking for all year are kind of starting to take place, and we just got to execute our plays, and I think we'll be fine.
Now, for the Clinton Cardinals, do we have any injuries that's going to be impacting the gameplay going into tonight's game?
Yeah, we've got a few that are Will Golder, our linebacker and one of our offensive guys, offensive tackles. He's kind of been nursing a little foot injury. He's going to be good to go. It's just going to be at what capacity, how long can he handle going. So he's going to be good. Jace Wilson, he's still a game time decision. He's been out with a little ankle injury, but outside of that, we've pretty much got everybody back. Cade Bakes is finally going to be back with us at the center's position.
That's good. He's been out for most of the season.
Yeah, he's
not all the season.
Right, he's been out since week 1, and we've missed that big body inside, and so having him back, he's not 100%, and he just kind of started back easing this. So we're gonna hold him to one side of the ball and see how long he can go, and hopefully he can be there. And if
nurse
not,
a little bit, build up some strength, and then hopefully second half he can come out and play both sides. If he so feels.
Yeah, and if not, Andy Vandenberg, one of our centers, he's kind of our utility guy on the offensive line. He's such a smart football player. We know that if somebody goes down or we need somebody to step in, we can put him in there, and he's going to know his job. And so he's been taking some more reps this week. And so if Kate has to go out and take a break, we're solid there.
You have somebody there.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking with Todd Mowry, the head coach of the Clinton Cardinals football team, right here on the Coach's Pregame Show, brought to you by Compass Health Network. And Coach, first off, thank you so much for making time to come out to the station and talk with us here before the game today. And really looking forward to a great game. The record's not quite where we want it to be, but we're making progress all year long. And at the end of the day, that's what these kids are here to do, is learn the game of football, and then hopefully get to a point where they understand it better. And you see progress already throughout the year.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're moving forward, and like I said, we got a long way to go. And you look at our conference, and we've said it over and over, and our conference is one of the toughest conferences in the entire state.
Right.
You know, Class 3 playing a lot of Class 4 teams, and but you know, the blowout wins or losses that we've seen last year, we've tightened those down quite a bit this year. And last week was really a changing point for us. Is we told the boys, like, hey, we got to take the pressure off of winning. You know, we knew that we could have won some early games this year, and mistakes killed us. But you know, the emphasis has been, quit worrying about winning football games and just go out and start playing. Yeah. And that's
know your position, play your position,
yes.
and everything will click and put together.
Execute your plays,
yep.
and that's how you said we got to win each play, not each game. And so, you know, when we start winning each play, then things are going to start changing for us. And it's just like it took a huge load off of everybody that, like, we know where we're not want to be. We feel like we should have it for sure 2 wins this year that slipped away from us, but we don't, and so we just got to worry about playing ball.
And you know, we got a big game tonight going up against Versailles, and then we got to look forward to next week. It's homecoming, and it's a big competitor, Harrisonville. So it's a big one. Looking forward to next week. Exciting week. A lot of other things going on outside of just football with homecoming. But let's focus on each play here tonight and get a win tonight, and then go into homecoming with a little bit more head of steam.
Yeah, for sure. We need a confidence booster, and you know, and like I said, you know, as where our record stands, not where we want to be, but our attitudes are pretty good right now, and you know, we're feeling confident going into the game tonight.
Well, we're looking forward to a great game here tonight. Of course, you can watch the game on the Radford Media app just by downloading, or on YouTube as well. Just look for the Clinton Cardinal Sports Network and Radford Media Group, and we provide live video play-by-play and the radio on-air play-by-play as well. Now, Coach, anything else that I haven't asked you yet about tonight's game that you really want to get out there and share about for this week?
Yeah, we're just hoping to put some points on the board, and you know, have the boys go out and enjoy a game. You know, like we've constantly said, every game for us, we have to fight, claw, and scratch for everything that we get. And you know, that's what we talked about. Let's just play ball tonight and just cut loose, and let's go score some points and win a ball game.
And we got some kids coming back that's definitely going to be helping things out. If they can play at full speed, we're looking forward to it, and it's definitely going to help the program, and hopefully you can put up a win on the board tonight.
That's been the thing. We've struggled every week this week with, you know, either an existing injuries carrying on or a new injury that's taken place. And you know, we talked about it the other day as a coaching staff, is like, we haven't had one single week since season started this year where we've got the entire team all week long. So hopefully we're getting back, and you know, just like I told the boys, if anytime a team starts to get hot, it needs to be right now.
It needs to be right now.
Into postseason.
The second half of the season is upon us. Let's get it done. Let's get it rolling, and let's get into districts. And that's really when season starts, is districts.
Absolutely.
So you can call these preseason games, but they're not. But you know, once it comes to districts, it's you win, you keep going. If you lose, you're out. So let's focus for then and build towards then. Let's get all of our learning and mistakes out of our system now, so we can put a team on the field that's solid going into postseason.
Yeah. We've got a favorable postseason schedule. You know, our district is, I say favorable, is you know, obviously Odessa and Oak Grove's in there.
Very competitive.
But you know, I don't feel like I did a year ago when we got to face one of these teams possibly week 1 or week 2.
Right.
I'm not as worried about those this year as we were last year, because we competed this year. We clean up our mistakes and we'll be fine, you know. And we like to talk about what our district's going to look like, you know, each week, knowing it's going to change. But, you know, we have some favorable matchups we'd hope to see week 1, but, you know, we got to take care of business leading up to that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to put yourself in the right position to be able to have that favorable week 1 position. For sure. Well, Coach Mowry, thank you so much for joining us here on the Coach's Pregame Show.
Yeah, thanks, Clay. Appreciate it.
That's Coach Mowry here on 95.3 KDKD and the Clinton Cardinal Sports Network with the Coach's Pregame Show, brought to you by Compass Health Network.
Good evening, everybody, from Versailles High School tonight. We welcome you into Clinton Cardinal football action here on the Radford Media app and streaming here on the Cardinals Sports Network. I am Spencer Edwards, along with Aiden Jones on the camera. Glad you could be with us. We got another beautiful night for football here this evening. A little bit of breeze and just a perfect temperature as we get set here tonight for Week 6 action of the 2024 Clinton Cardinal football season. Hard to believe we're already at Week 6, but we are, and we're counting down to district play here in just a few more weeks. Cardinals tonight here on the road, as they have been most of the season. Just 4 home games this year on the schedule. They will be back at home after this 2-game road swing next week for homecoming against Harrisonville. But here tonight, getting ready to take on the Versailles Tigers. Versailles, they've had a tough year. They come in at just 1-4, Cardinals 0-5, but a shot tonight, you feel like, to get that first win of the season possibly. As you go back and look at Versailles' scores, and they've had some lopsided losses. They lost in week 1 to Knob Noster 40-0. They did have a close loss by 1 to Eldon 13-12. They barely beat Butler 22-14, that being their only win. Got blown out by El Dorado 49-8, and then got blown out by a good Warsaw team last week 42-0. Cardinals last week, boy, they were in it for a half. Played pretty tough with Oak Grove until halftime. It was only 19-12 at the break, but ended up falling 33-18 in that one. But Cardinals definitely moved the football in the first half. Had a couple opportunities to punch it in there early second half, just were not able to do so. And then Oak Grove's defense in that ball game really stepped it up a notch and made it tough for the Cardinals to get the ball into that end zone in the second half. But here tonight, definitely a team they're going to be evenly matched with. But Clinton knows they got to come out and take care of the football, limit those mistakes in the kicking game, and certainly with the penalties on offense and defense, and hopefully have a shot to be in it here at the end tonight. Before we get going, we want to thank our outstanding sponsors. We appreciate all of their support of Clinton football this year here on the Cardinal Sports Network. They are Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. So we're going to go ahead and take a timeout here. We've got, about 3 minutes or so in change before kick. We're going to have the captains coming out to midfield momentarily, but we'll go ahead and step aside here and be back right after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Welcome back here to Tiger Stadium here at Versailles High School. As you see the captains out there at midfield getting ready for the coin toss. And again, we're going to have just a little bit of a slight breeze tonight, but nothing that I don't think is going to affect the kicking game too much here this evening. This, of course, a non-conference game here tonight for the Cardinals. Versailles, they used to be in what was called the old Tri-County Conference, but they moved over to the Ozark Highlands Conference, which is Warsaw, El Dorado, Butler, that crew, Sherwood in there as well. And they are a relatively new member. I think that's just their second year this year in that league, which so far that league has been controlled by Warsaw. Warsaw undefeated this year, so they are in first place in that one. Cardinals win the toss, and they're going to receive here tonight to get things going. So we'll see Coach Mowry's offense out there first here this evening. And again, last week, Cardinals had some momentum at times offensively in that ball game and really moved the football pretty well, particularly for the first quarter and then midway second as well. Got the running game going a little bit with Marcus Oliver. And here tonight, it's going to be just interesting to see how they can match up with this Versailles team. Again, a team just 1-4 that has struggled to score this year, and their defense giving up 30-plus points per game. So we'll see if that's an advantage for Clinton's offense tonight. And going to be curious to see if they go with the running game more tonight, if it's run heavy, or if they try a little more pass. It was pretty balanced, I felt like, last week with the run and the pass. So both teams out there, and we are just ready to roll here in a matter of seconds. Again, glad you could be with us here on the Cardinal Sports Network for Week 6 action here tonight, just past the midway point of this season. So to kick off, it will be Versailles here from the 40. And doing the honors is the 8 of Jason Shoemaker as he approaches. Good name for a kicker there as he kicks it off low on the ground. And a decent little return there up over the 30, out to about the 35, and that's where the Cardinals will begin the drive. Austin Petrie on the return. Petrie, of course, had a touchdown in the game last week. Actually had the first touchdown of the ball game for the Cardinals, and had a few more catches in that game as well. So he definitely made an impact offensively. We'll see how he does tonight. So they move it out to the 36, but before our first play, we've already got whistles here. Now they're ready to roll. Trips on that right side, and they're going to go on the ground on 1st and 10. Oliver, nice little pickup up over the 40, out to about the 46. So Oliver, we saw that last week from him, particularly in the first half, did a really nice job running downhill. He had some running lanes most of that first half, and then Oak Grove did make some adjustments on him in the second half. But really, first half up at Oak Grove a week ago, he was getting about 5 yards a pop there early on, and carries for almost a first down there on 1st and 10, and now 2nd down and a yard for the Cardinals. They go pistol set, and they give it again off to Oliver off right tackle. Good read there by Lafarge, and Oliver easily with the first down up over midfield, just into Tiger territory. But Coach Mowry early on here, first couple plays, really trying to run the ball downhill and get those run plays off tackle, and the Cardinals doing a good job there. First 2 plays up on the offensive line. And tonight, I think, talking to one of the Clinton coaches before the game, I think Cade Banks is back tonight at center. Jace Wilson is not, though. He is still out this evening. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals here on this opening series. There's a nice little read there through the middle and up over the 40, down to the 30. That's a quarterback draw there. Lafarge, beautiful fake for him, and rips off about a 20-yard gain on the play. Easily enough for the first down as Fletcher Bias making the stop for Versailles. So the Cardinals on the move here on this first drive, getting off the ball well, and I mean, that was a huge hole for Camden to run through. 1st down and 10 for Clinton at the Versailles 30. Bunch set again on that right side with 3 wide receivers, and Oliver nothing this time as the Tigers cave it in. Boy, nice looking tackle there in the middle from the inside linebacker. And that is Burks, Wyatt Burks, their leading tackler coming into tonight's game, and you can see why on that play. He read that perfectly. So no gain on the play, brings up 2nd down and 10. Cam Westendorf split out here, bottom of your screen on that left side. Little reverse action, and Versailles not fooled as they're going to drop Peyton Goff in the backfield for a big loss there, all the way back to the 39. Boy, that's a great read by Gage Jones there to make that play, and they had that sniffed out. Did not bite at all on the fake. And that changes this drive, boy, in a hurry after one play. Now looking at a 3rd down and 21 with 8:58 to go here in the first quarter, just underway here tonight. But now the Cardinals in a little bit of a hole on this opening drive. Moving right, Lafarge sets his feet, throws, post pattern, and it is knocked up in the air and out of bounds. We had a deep post. Throw just a little bit high, but pretty good coverage there. Again, outside the numbers on that throw, so they had the safety with the help over the top, along with the corner over there. So a couple of big defensive plays for Versailles after Clinton made it look easy. First couple of plays moving the ball quickly into Versailles territory, but now the drive, it appears, is stalled out. Clinton facing a 4th and 21, and we'll see what they want to do. Boy, I don't know. It almost looks like the offense staying out. So they are going to go ahead and go for this. So 4th and 21. Cardinals will go for it from the Versailles 41, but not before a timeout. So Clinton going to talk this one over. We'll see if they go for it when we come back. We'll be back after this short timeout here on the Radford Media app and the Cardinals Sports Network.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Welcome back. Cardinals out of the timeout, facing 4th and 21, and they've just changed their mind, as it looks like they are going to punt, try to play field position here, and pin him back. So Lafarge in punt formation. Good snap. Punt is away. It's a nice high hop. Ooh, and a nice roll. Boy, that's a beautiful roll all the way down to the 5. So a perfect punt for Camden Lafarge will set the Versailles offense way back as they get ready to come onto the field for the first time here tonight. And again, an offense, as I was saying at the top, that has not done a lot this year. They have only scored 20 points, I think. Yeah, one time. That was 22 they put up against Butler. Other than that, they've been shut out twice and scored 8 and then 12. And facing a long field here, so we'll see if the Cardinal defense can get a big stop, but a nice hole on 1st and 10 for the tailback. And was he down or not? And I don't know. They're going to say, I think maybe he was down prior. Wasn't a real loud whistle, though. And far side line judge has him marked at the 10, but he got back up, maybe acting like he never touched with the knee, but it looks like he did, though, at the 11. And that's the thing. They tell kids, hey, you don't hear a whistle, and it's got to be emphatic. You can keep on playing because you never know. But they did blow that one dead. So still a nice gain of about 6 on the run. Tigers real tight formation. They run the old-fashioned wishbone formation. So may not see a lot of passing from them tonight, and nothing there on 2nd down at 4. Bottled up, Goff right there in the middle of the line to make the stop. As Burke's on the call, but also in there was the big 73 of Mason Shoemate. And Barnhart also in there, so good gang tackling for the Cardinals that time. Puts Versailles in a 3rd down and 3. Coming up on 7 minutes to go here in our first quarter. Tight set again. Again, the old-fashioned wishbone. 3 backs in the backfield. That used to be a staple of high school offenses, but not so much in recent years. Everybody's gone to that spread formation and a lot more passing. But Miller with the call there and gets the 1st down. So he's able to push the pile just enough. Boy, didn't get that by much. As Shoemate makes the stop, and Golder in there as well for the Cardinals. But this is where, when you're facing, it looks like a predominantly running team, you can really pin your ears back as a defense. Cardinals probably going to load the box a lot tonight. And again, they just have that flanker split out to the near side, so not much of a passing threat, it appears tonight from Versailles. But hey, they keep it on the ground again, and if they keep getting that, they certainly won't have to pass. That gives them another 1st down right through the middle. As Lynch makes the stop, Morrison with the carry. So 3 different running backs have touched the football already for Versailles. Moves the chains out to the 27. Another inside handoff right there. Fullback dive that time. And that again, Tyler Morrison, the junior, on the call. And they don't have positions on their roster here, so they just have the grades and the numbers. So gain of 5 there brings up 2nd and 5 for the Tigers on their opening series of the night. If you're just joining us, Cardinals had a promising start to their first series, but ended up having to punt. And this time they run just a quarterback sweep off the right side and turning the corner for the first down up over the 40, up to about the 42-yard line. That will be Fletcher Bias, the senior quarterback. Just kind of student body right that time and picks up a nice little chunk. And when you run this wishbone style offense, which they do, the blocking is very quick. I mean, it's right off basically the point of attack. It's no zone blocking. Sometimes you'll pull a guard, but it is just in your face style blocking when you face a tight formation like Versailles runs. And this is the thing too about it is Clinton's really not used to playing this style of an offense. I mean, typically in the MRBC, you're playing teams that are running the spread and running 4 and 5 wide as they go back on the ground. So that's 7 straight runs here to start the game. Tyler Morrison with the call there. Out to the 48-yard line, but they're getting, right now, getting about 5 yards a carry. So it's putting them in those short down and distances. And this is also a situation tonight where the ball control is going to be very important. Clinton's got to find a way to get off the field quick because facing a run team like this, they can chew up a bunch of clock in a hurry. Another inside carry there for Morrison, and he's going to be awfully close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like he's going to be about a yard shy. So it'll be 3rd and a long yard. Stamper on the tackle for the Cardinals. And this is the kind of game, too, where it puts a lot of pressure on your D-line. They really have to be able to get off those blocks. They're coming downhill with these runs. Again, one tight end and just that lone flanker out to the left there, far side of your screen. He's basically just a blocker out there. So the 9th straight run for Versailles, and that's a first down. Bias, the quarterback, with the keeper. And this is just straight downhill. And it's one of those things where an offense like this, they wear on you, and that's the idea. They just try to keep pounding. And, you know, they might get 2 or 3 yards a pop for 4 plays in a row, but then the idea is they, you know, try to get that one play then when you're sleeping and they pop a 30, 40-yard run. So you got to try to find a way to hold them in between the tackles. A little option pitch out, and there it is. They pop it through the middle. He gets around the corner, actually, and gets over the 20 all the way down to the Clinton 15. That was a nice read on that. Faked the inside, pitched it late as Miller rips off a 30-yard run. But the key there was he just did a really nice job with that inside fake and had the entire interior of the Clinton defense sucked into the middle and allowed that lane around the corner there on the late pitch. Big chunk play, and now Versailles threatening 1st down and 10 at the Clinton 19. 2:29 to go here in the first, so they have already chewed up a ton of clock on this opening drive. Bias with the snap. Oh, here's a attempted throw, trying to bootleg right, lets it go, and it is caught down at the 5 as Bias throws a strike. A little bootleg right there. And that was Brady Jones with the catch coming out of the backfield right there. And that's the other thing, too, with a wishbone offense. You got those 3 backs back there, and it's hard to pick up which one comes out of the backfield when they do try to pass. Every now and then it can be effective that way when you play fake And then you got those 3 guys that can sneak out. Sometimes they get lost in the wash there. And they go inside handoff here. Short gain on the play for Morrison down to about the 2.5. Brought down on the play by Marcus Oliver. So the Cardinal defense backed up here right in front of the end zone as they've taken off about 6 minutes here on this opening drive. So it's second down, goal to go at the 3 for Versailles. Full house backfield with Bias under center. Quick snap. I don't think Clinton was set, and he just tried to sneak that up the middle. And Clinton, boy, they did a good job recovering and making that stop just shy of the end zone as they were not set there. Joey Applegate able to make the stop, and that was a great job by him. That saved the touchdown, literally put him down right at the goal line. So third and goal, and we're already almost out of this first quarter, a first quarter that just flew by with all these runs from Versailles down to 40 seconds and counting as they try to punch this in for the first score of the night. Bias under center with the full house backfield. Oh, and they are not able to get the handoff cleanly, but I think, did he fall across the goal line? No signal, and he's not in. That's Bias. That was one of those, you take it, no, you take it. And he didn't get a clean handoff, and it cost him. So the Cardinals, boy, making them work for it right here down on the goal line as he stopped at about the inch line. And it's fourth down and goal to go, and now will Versailles take this quarter out before they run the play? It looks like they will. So that'll do it. Wow. Aiden, that's the quickest first quarter we've had all year right there, buddy. Man, that flew by with all those runs. 13 runs on this opening series for Versailles as they take up over half of the quarter, and they will be facing a fourth down and goal when we come back from the 1 to start quarter number 2 after this on the Cardinals Sports Network.
Hey Cardinal fans! Get the latest Clinton Cardinals gear at C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. They have all the cool fits to show your support with t-shirts, polos, hoodies, Cardinal backpacks, and more. Look the part when you cheer on your Cardinals. They offer screen printing, embroidery, and banners. Stop in and browse the large selection at their new location on the east side of the downtown square, 116 South Main Street in Clinton. C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing is where you can make an impression. Online at csquaredclinton.com. Go Cardinals!
We are back live here at Versailles as we get ready to head to quarter number 2 here in week 6 action. Cardinals looking for the first win of the year, taking on 1-4 Versailles. Versailles milking that clock of about 6 minutes worth, over half of the quarter, all the way down here, now threatening at the 1-yard line. Fourth down and goal to go, and it looks like they will go for it. Don't think they've got a kicker like we saw last week. The kid from Oak Grove, he was lights out. He had 4 field goals in that game, but going for the touchdown there, and they get it as that is Bias, the quarterback, just a little sneak up the middle. And that caps off a 15-play opening drive for the Tigers as they jump on the board first here tonight. Looks like they are going for 2. And yeah, I don't think we're going to have the same threat from their kicking game tonight as we had last week. So they will go full house backfield. 2-point conversion attempt is Bias, toss sweep. Left side, trying to cut back against the grain. And boy, I don't know. No signal. It's close. And he is short. So the Cardinals able to stop Jones right at the goal line. Or excuse me, Miller rather. Good job there, taking away the cutback lane by Preston Lynch. So that keeps us at 6-0. Quick timeout here. We'll be back with the kick after this.
Your loved one needs in-home care, and suddenly you find yourself facing a million difficult issues. It can become overwhelming, demanding huge amounts of your time, energy, and resources. Let Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care help you cut through the red tape and make smart, informed decisions that will give you peace of mind. And they're Medicaid approved in 15 counties, from Dade County to Jackson, over the Cooper County, and all in between. Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care accepts private pay, private insurance, and now Medicaid for home and community-based services. Call anytime at 417-644-0032. Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care.
Tigers on the board first here this evening and get ready to kick off. 15 plays on the drive. Fletcher Bias 1-yard touchdown to cap it off. Cardinals, though, able to hold them out on the 2-point conversion. Pregame show tonight was brought to you by Compass Health Network, and first half kickoff was brought to you by Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care. Tigers will kick from the 40, kicking with a little bit of this breeze tonight. Another short kick. Shot at a return there. Up over the 35, just across the 40. Uh-oh, and now we got a little extracurricular after the play. Officials get in there, though, before it got too out of control. Connor Bramall on the return there for the Cardinals. So you know tonight you're going to have to play some ball control because Versailles, they make no secret about what they want to do. And this is going to be a very important drive when you know that your possessions might be limited tonight due to facing a run-heavy offense. Cardinals have got to take advantage on every opportunity. And here's another nice little fake off the left side and a good read there by Lafarge. Big gain for him as he gets the first down all the way down to the Versailles 42. As Burks makes the tackle, but that's another big gain there for Camden. We saw him run that play on the first series, ripped off a 30-yard gain there, and had a 27-yard gain on the first play back on the opening drive off that same play. Versailles so far defensively pretty basic, running the 3-4. They have not shown any blitzes yet. They will bring a little bit of a late rusher there in the middle, and there goes Oliver off the left side. Nice pickup as he's up near the first down. Going to be very close to the stick. Oliver heavily involved on that last drive, and again, really just 2 plays doomed that opening series for Clinton. They were moving the ball right down the field, but had the big loss on the reverse play was really the play that changed the story for that drive. But now the Cardinals, again, good rhythm, moving the ball down the field here so far. 10:38 left in the first half. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Versailles going to bring a rusher. Oh, and they run right past it. Oliver sneaks through the middle, first down to the Versailles 25. So that was a really nice job by Marcus, and that's where the blitzer on that near side Reynolds, he overplayed that and just overran the play, and the timing was good. Clinton got the handoff, and Oliver had the full head of steam in front of the blitzer there. So a new set of downs for the Cardinals approaching the red zone as we approach 10 minutes to go in the first half. I mean, the quickest first quarter we've had all year. I mean, it flew by. And now a keeper. Lafarge, nice cut. All the way over the 15, near the 10. That's going to be another first down. And so far, Versailles, they do not have an answer for that play. That draw, that's not really a draw. It's more of a zone read play. Fakes the run and has turned the corner on it a couple times already for big yardage. So it's going to be first down at 10 to go. Cardinals need about the 3-yard line for the first down and goal to go. But deep in the red zone, great opportunity here. Trips right, and they're going to go handoff right side. Oliver gets clipped down right there at the 10. Kind of a low hit. Boy, you worry about Oliver's knees on that one. Ugh, the knees hobbling. I don't know if that helmet, hope he didn't get a helmet to the knee right there. That was a low tackle, and he takes it down to about the 8. Braden Albrick on that stop. I mean, sometimes you got to go low, and hopefully he got him more with the shoulder pad than the helmet, but that's not going to feel good. But hopefully he's able to stay on the field and still kind of gimping, but going to stay out there on this play. So 2nd down and 7 for Clinton. Ball at the Versailles 9. Lafarge, that time it was a straight draw, and takes it down close to the 5. Well, they are going to give him the 5, but just short of the marker. So it's going to be 3rd down and a short 2 to get the goal to go. And boy, Clinton, prime opportunity right here, and I would imagine no doubt 4-down territory if they get into that spot. 8:37 left before the half. And whistles before the snap. First penalty of the night, I believe, and this is going to be dead ball offside on Versailles. So big penalty, going to make it half the distance to the goal. And that will certainly help Clinton out right there. From the 2.5, bunch set near side, they go with Oliver. Oh, he gets popped right at the line of scrimmage. Took a big hit, knocked him sideways just enough. Shy of the goal line. Burke's making a nice stop. Boy, he read that. Inside linebacker met him in the hole right there. So Versailles making him work a little bit, but that did get him the 1st down. So 1st down and goal to go now, and now officials are going to stop play here. The White Hat's going to come over to Versailles coaches on the near side here, and maybe an issue with the clock here. Dusty Daniels, the head coach for Versailles, down there in conversation. So, got a stoppage here. Not sure what the case may be. Looked like they were looking up towards the press box, which typically is an indication for the clock. Oh, the clock's still running, or was. Not getting the home cooking there. Home clock keeper is letting that clock run while the play was stopped. So now they roll it. Elliott had run down to 8:05, and that appeared to be where they wanted it. So it's moving now. So here we go. 1st down. Goal to go. Lafarge, boy, I don't know, was not able to stretch the ball out, and he is short of the goal line. Again, that in between the tackle run, Versailles doing a good job just coming up, middle linebackers making the plays there in the middle. Cardinals hurry to the line, 2nd and goal. Sneak, and he is in there easily. So the Cardinals good drive, march it down the field. I believe 8 plays there, and it ends in a touchdown to tie it at 6. Cardinals now looking for the lead as they will attempt the PAT. And that was all Camden Lafarge on that drive. A couple of big runs on those quarterback keepers, and then caps it off with a nice quarterback sneak from a yard out. So extra points were rough last week. Couple of doinks in the game, but not the case here, though, as kicking it right through the middle, Gillis gives the Cardinals the lead with 7:28 to go in the 1st half. And we'll be back right after this timeout. You're watching Cardinal football on the Cardinal Sports Network.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Back here in Versailles, 1 point advantage for the Cardinals with 7:28 to go here in the first half. Non-conference action tonight for Clinton, but after tonight, 2 more games left in the regular season, and 3 more games, as they'll have Harrisonville next week, Warrensburg the following week, and then Center to close out the regular season. All 3 will be MRVC West Conference games. And a fumble on the kick. They got to go back to the 10 to get it. Bias trying to scamper out to the 15. Oh, and Clinton says the ball came out again late, and the Cardinals have recovered. Wow, a late signal there. Versailles could have swore he was down, and you're going to have an argument here from Coach Daniels. Thought the knee was down, but the officials say otherwise, and it's going to be Clinton football down here at the 15-yard line. Wow, so the initial hop was fumbled, and then they got to go back and get it. And Bias, who's the quarterback, had to retrieve that and puts the ball on the ground right there. So huge opportunity for Clinton, recovering the first turnover of the game. From the 15, back to throw, Lafarge, seam route over the middle, and the pass just a little bit behind the intended receiver. Not by much, though. Looking for the seam pattern. Jack English, the intended receiver. Second down, 10 to go from the 15. These are opportunities right here. Got to make them pay. No question. Oh, and a low snap, and the Cardinals fumble the ball, and it's recovered by Versailles. Wow. I spoke too soon. Cardinals unable to make them pay as Versailles recovers the fumbled snap. Looked like that snap was maybe a little low, but Lafarge kind of looked up, almost looked like he may not have been ready for it. And the Tigers recover. Wow, huge turn of events there. Gage Judd with the recovery. And the Tigers have the football now, first down and 10 at the 23. Man, taking away a prime scoring opportunity for Clinton. Up under center with the full house backfield. Bias hands off and not able to shake out of the tackle at all. That was the 32 of Wyatt Burks. Nice stop by Shoemate over there on that far side. Preston Lynch in there as well for CHS. Brings up second down for Versailles. And actually just barely was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage on that run. So second and 10, no gain on the previous play out to the 22. Inside call again there out of the wishbone, and not a lot doing. Cardinals caving it in there in the middle. Clifton in there clogging it up. And also in there the 53 of Eli Carter. So not much for Burks, and it brings up second down and 9 to go. 5:50 to go before the end of the first half. Very quickly moving first half here. Not a lot of penalties and a lot of running as chewed the clock, and definitely the kind of game we're used to seeing a lot more passing so far in the season. And now Bias, boy, he rips off a big run there, giving the Cardinals a little bit of a dose of their own medicine. We've seen the good running from Lafarge, but that time Fletcher Bias rips off about a 30-yard run near the 40-yard line. That's going to move the chains. There's Goff having to make the play. So both quarterbacks tonight doing a lot of running. This is by far the most running we've seen this year from a Clinton opponent at quarterback and for Clinton at quarterback as well. The most carries, I think, this year for Camden Lafarge as we approach 5 minutes to go before the half. So Cardinals had recovered a fumbled kick after the touchdown score, but then they gave it right back on that third down play, and now Versailles was trying to take advantage of the turnover, and not a lot there off the right side as Burks shut down. It's a great tackle by Shoemate there in the middle. And this is where, again, running team, you can cheat up a little bit. Your linebackers can kind of really play the line of scrimmage more. They don't have to set back as much, and that's an advantage in tackling terms, and that's where you can get a little more leverage there. And you see the Cardinals with those 4 linebackers, even I think bringing a corner up there. Actually, corner near side was really playing heavy up on the line. That was Goff, expecting that run. As Morrison with the carry there, short gain on the play. So the Clinton defense is trying to bear down here, trying to find some way to get off the field, facing a 3rd and 1. Bias again up under center. Versailles just 1 pass attempt in this game so far. And they run the option right side. Bias just hanging on to it, and he is short, it appears, from this vantage point. Going to be a good yard shy. So no cutback lane available. Good job by the Clinton interior again. Stamper in there, Banks in there as well. Decision time now for the Tigers, looking at a 4th and a yard from their own 47, and it appears Coach Daniels is going to keep his team out there. So they show like they're going for this. Full house backfield, double tight ends. Cardinals load the box. Option. Bias keeps first down just across midfield. Boy, didn't get it by a whole lot as Bramall makes the stop, but they had just enough push there in the middle. I mean, this is old-fashioned high school football tonight, man. Just the downhill running style, the 3 backs in the backfield, and it's all going to come down to the line play in this one, no doubt. 2:59 to go before the half. So as you see on your screen, we got that low-scoring defensive game here tonight. So if you like a defense and low-scoring football, this may be your kind of game. Just a good old-fashioned battle up in the trenches. Here they go to the air. Just the second pass over the middle, and it's incomplete. As Bias trying to sneak one of those pop passes there over the middle. And those kind of plays, there's not really much of a route on that. You just basically take the back or the tight end, try to sneak him back in behind the linebackers. And that's more about just timing and quickness than it is in terms of route running. But it falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down, 10 to go. Ball just across midfield at the 49. Oh, and there's a beautiful tackle there in the middle. Slinging him down. That is Eli Carter. That's the old wrap and swing right there. Just perfect tackling there in the middle. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down, 10 to go. But again, Versailles chewing clock. I mean, they've already taken almost 5 minutes off since they recovered that Clinton fumble. And we're already just under 2 minutes to go here in the half. Double tight again with power set. Cardinals are putting now 4 down. And 6 in the box. And a quick pass. That time is going to be, I think, incomplete. Yeah, he tried to make the sliding grab, but unable to do so. Would have been short of the marker had he made the catch. As Bertelli the intended receiver. So they're up to 3 passes now. Getting a little more risky with the passing, but 3 passes, 3 incompletions. So you can see why they don't throw the ball a whole lot. And now looking at a 4th down here, 4th and 10. Versailles looks like going to take a timeout. So the Tigers will talk it over, their first charge timeout of the half, and we'll take a timeout here as well. Be back right after this on the Cardinals Sports Network.
Fishing for a good deal? You're in luck. At Greg Smith Ford, we have a great selection of inventory in stock, all priced to sell. Reel in the savings like 1.9% financing for 72 months on select new Ford models. Or shop our large selection of pre-owned inventory. In fact, we're known for having the cleanest pre-owned vehicles around. We inspect every vehicle meticulously before putting it up for sale. Stop by today or visit us online at gregsmithford.com to view our full inventory.
Spencer Edwards, Aiden Jones back with you here in Versailles tonight. Glad you could be with us. And right now, boy, a battle. 1-point edge for the Cardinals. And really, Coach Mowry's got to be thinking they could be up a couple touchdowns. But after recovering a Versailles fumble on a kick return, Cardinals 3 plays later fumbled it back after they had recovered at the Versailles 20. So they had a great shot to score off that, but just couldn't secure it. Now Versailles chewing up a lot of clock, but they're not moving very far in front. But now they're going to the air again here, and now they're going to go down. Boy, the passing game, 0 of 4 on these attempts. They try to step up in the pocket, and Bias is sacked. And that's a great play. I believe that is the 73 of Mason Shoemate. Going to get credit for that sack, even though he actually is a little shaken up after that. So hopefully he's all right. But, man, Shoemate has made a couple of nice plays there in the interior. So that was a 4th down and 10. They tried to go for that through the air, and it backfires. So the Cardinal defense, big hold there. And now back on offense trying to take advantage and extend the lead. And a lookout screen. The rush comes at him, but he gets the pass off to Oliver, but a nice tackle. Man, that is excellent job out in space one-on-one. Looked like they had it dialed up. They had the 4 rushers in his face, but that was just disciplined football. Backside linebacker staying at home on that screen, and Brady Dobbins makes a nice tackle right there to prevent what looked like initially was going to be a big gain for Oliver. So Clinton taking a timeout here, trying to conserve this clock. I think about just under a minute left to go. So this is going to be a tight window here for Clinton. Again, they've got 2 more timeouts to work with, but going to have to be very aware of the clock situation to be able to use it to get down in scoring position before the end of the half. Again, we want to thank Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. So it'll be second down, and about 9. Actually about 7. They did give him some forward progress off that. From about the 48.5, looking to throw. Flat route out there and incomplete. Looked like he had a shot at it. That was Austin Petrie, the intended receiver. Pretty good coverage out there on the edge, though. He had one-on-one coverage, and it'll be 3rd down, 8 to go for the Cardinals. 1:23 on the first half clock, so they had a little more time there than I thought before they took that timeout. And, man, Versailles is playing really soft, playing heavy zone as they get it out in the flat, and there's a perfect route against the zone. Barnhart makes the catch, and they hurry up. 1st down for the Cardinals. Clock should stop before they set the chains, and that's just a great job of taking what the defense gives you. Perfect throw by Lafarge. So clock is rolling. Chains are set. Boy, this is going to be tight here. Cardinals with 2 timeouts remaining, trying to mount a late half drive. And they go to the air. Bootleg left. In trouble. Lafarge gets decked as he throws that. somehow gets it out in the flat over to Barnhart, who then is swarmed in, I think, right at the original line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play, and that's just where Camden had to drift so far back on that due to the pressure, which negated any kind of forward progress off of that. But just a good job just to get the throw off, and an even better job by Barnhart to reel that in with the defender draped all over him, and he did get out of bounds. So that stopped the clock with 49.4. It's going to be second down, 9 to go here for the Cardinals. Ball setting right at the Versailles 32. Camden Lafarge, the only touchdown tonight for the Cardinals on that sneak. A couple of drives ago, trying to put another one in the end zone. Oh, and there's a pass, quick pass over the middle, and incomplete. Looking for Jack English there in the middle, and pretty good coverage there. That soft zone, I mean, they're dropping their linebackers deep as well. So they are just in basically a complete prevent defense, just trying to not give anything up over the top. But that's where there's going to be holes in the middle. You're going to have all kinds of holes underneath that. So if you run some crossing routes here, like we saw a moment ago, that previous play, or the play before the previous play, 2 plays ago on that catch that Barnhart had, you're probably going to have that open again if they go back to it. Still playing zone, 3rd and 9. Hit as he throws. Lafarge's pass incomplete. They got the pressure to him again there, forcing the timing on that. Burks with the pressure off that edge from the left side defensive end position, so that stops the clock with 40.1 here in the first half. Interesting play here. 4th down and 9 to go. Cardinals will go ahead and go for it. 2 timeouts remaining. Deep drop, Lafarge bootleg right. Throws, perfect throw. There's that deep cross, and they hit the play. Barnhart, that's a first down. All the way down to about the 15. Perfect route against the zone coverage. And that will move the chains. Now, here's where it gets a little tighter, though. Field gets constricted. Boy, Cardinals really going to have to manage this. Clock is rolling. 20 seconds and counting. Going to have to hurry. They don't take the timeout. They elect to go. 1st and 10 from the 10. Lafarge slant. Oh, just off the hands. Incomplete right there. Boy, had a shot looking for English on the slant, but it falls incomplete. So that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds. And here's where, depending on the kind of play, I don't know, you might have time for 2 more plays. We'll just have to see. It's all going to depend on the kind of route. Probably going to have to throw. If you do run, you're definitely looking to burn a timeout, but it probably is pass here, I would imagine. Or you could down the ball and spike it after the play. We shall see. Trips left. Oh, and they got a hand on that. Trying to throw it out in the flat and covered up, but they got the pressure through the middle. Morrison again. Paul up. Burks in there as well. And the big old Paul Morrison got the hand up just enough to deflect that. It brings up 3rd down, 10 to go. That stops the clock with 7.2. So now you're looking at really, again, you drop back too deep. Definitely, this will probably be the final play of the half. Got to make it count. English, the tight end, on the right side. They go trips far side. Lafarge rolls that way. Looking in zone. Oh, it's off the hands of Gillis, and it's caught off the tip. Unbelievable. Off the tip. And that is Austin Petrie. Wow. Unbelievable. Well thrown ball. Gillis goes up. Couldn't reel it in, but that was the advantage that time of having all those guys on the same side of the field, because that meant Petrie was over there in the back corner, and he just sat back there. Nobody was covering him, and says, "Thank you very much. I'll catch the tip." And it's a touchdown. Huge score for Clinton right here before the half. And now we get a stoppage just before the extra point. And it's going to be an offside on Versailles. So you knew that was going to be probably the final play of the half. Cardinals had to make it count, and they get the touchdown out of it. And that is a huge score in this ball game for them. Versailles will get the ball to start the second half, but for momentum, that is critical. And now I wondered if Coach Mowry was maybe going to go for two here after the penalty, and it looks like they will. So they're going to run the field goal team off. Uh-oh, they just announced Krispy Kreme donuts for sale. Aiden's like, man, I might have to go. Yeah, he's considering taking a donut break at half. Man, and the Cardinals did that with 2 seconds to spare as well off that touchdown. So they will go for two, but it's a bad snap, low snap, and that's going nowhere as LaFarge just has to fall on it. So all for naught, and that keeps it at 13-6. Right here at the end of the half, a touchdown off the tip. And Austin Petrie has his second touchdown in back-to-back games. Had one last week, and that one, man, right place, right time, and he hauls it in. So we'll take a quick break here, be back with the kick right after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Back here in Versailles, Cardinals with a big touchdown. Little 15-yard pass caught off the tip by Austin Petrie, and now Versailles returns that kick out to the 30, and that'll end the half. So crazy into the first half. It was 7-6 most of the way, defensive battle, but the Cardinals able to get a stop defensively, then got the ball back there with about 3 minutes to go before the end of the half and end up converting on a play they had to have. It's a third down with about 7 seconds to go in the half, and they're able to get a touchdown pass to take a lead here into the locker room here tonight. So we'll be back after this break, give you a quick recap of the half after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Hey Cardinal fans! Get the latest Clinton Cardinals gear at C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. They have all the cool fits to show your support with t-shirts, polos, hoodies, Cardinal backpacks, and more. Look the part when you cheer on your Cardinals. They offer screen printing, embroidery, and banners. Stop in and browse the large selection at their new location on the east side of the downtown square, 116 South Main Street in Clinton. C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing is where you can make an impression. Online at csquaredclinton.com. Go Cardinals!
Your loved one needs in-home care, and suddenly you find yourself facing a million difficult issues. It can become overwhelming, demanding huge amounts of your time, energy, and resources. Let Clayton's heartfelt in-home care help you cut through the red tape and make smart, informed decisions that will give you peace of mind. And they're Medicaid approved in 15 counties, from Dade County to Jackson, over the Cooper County, and all in between. Clayton's heartfelt in-home care accepts private pay, private insurance, and now Medicaid for home and community-based services. Call anytime at 417-644-0032. Clayton's heartfelt in-home care.
Back here in Versailles, we are at halftime of this non-conference matchup here in Week 6. Cardinals trying to get the first win of the year, and so far so good here at the half with a lead, albeit slight, over Versailles, and what was really a low-scoring defensive battle. Cardinals, though, big touchdown right there before the end of the half on a tip pass off the hands of Gillis right into the hands of Austin Petrie. for the big score. Cardinals, though, unable to get the 2-point conversion. So going to be a pretty quick recap of the scoring for you. As the Cardinals with the 2 scores, though. First one came on a 1-yard sneak from Camden Lafarge late first quarter. Versailles got on the board early. Second, long drive, 15-play drive down the field. Fletcher Bias able to sneak it in as well from 1 yard out. So we've been seeing a lot of running from both quarterbacks in this game. And then Cardinals did fumble the ball once in the half. That was after they recovered a Versailles fumble. So both teams a turnover apiece. But that second fumble turned out not to hurt Clinton, as they ended up getting the ball back a couple of drives later. And then that's when they had that score right before the end of the half. So right now, still close, and it's going to be an interesting second half, but Cardinals got to feel good. They've moved the ball pretty consistently. Not a lot of plays for loss, about 130 yards total offense to this point unofficially. Lafarge carrying the weight in the running game, though. He's had more carries and more yards rushing than Oliver has so far. But the other thing about that last drive is they really did a good job against the zone coverage and did a nice job running the deep crossers. Just again, when you've got a team playing prevent, you can take that under the knee, and you can even take underneath 10, 15 yards down the field. It doesn't have to be short underneath, and they did that. They really got Barnhart down the field. He had a couple big catches on that series that ended up setting up that touchdown, and I really liked the alignment, too, on the last play there where they scored on the touchdown with the bunch receivers, 3 to one side. That ended up helping them because it put Petrie in a position there. Obviously, he's not expecting to catch a tip pass on the backside, but the key was he was uncovered. He was sitting back there in the back corner just waiting because Versailles worried about the 2 short routes on that side. So that's the advantage of creating separation in a defense when you do a bunch set like that, and it ended up working out. Not typically the way it's intended to work out, but nonetheless, it was a really nice catch off that and a great concentration by Petrie. And really, you feel like Versailles, they're not much of a threat deep down the field. You've got to contain their running game first. They had way more run plays than Clinton did. They did control the time of possession, but they were 0 of 4 on their passing attempts. So Clinton's going to have the big advantage, no doubt, in the passing game. The key is just going to be, I think, in the second half, whether or not Clinton can get quick enough stops. You just cannot let Versailles march the ball down the field 14, 16 plays, running the old-fashioned wishbone formation and trying to run it right down your throat. And really, that second to last drive of the half, Clinton's defense did a pretty good job getting the stand, getting good push. They're going ahead and they're playing with a 6-man front, expecting that run and just playing man on the outside. And I think Coach Mowry got to be happy, but still got to put together a second half. That's been the key this year for Clinton. They've had good first halves. Now you just got to put those 4 quarters together, and they should be in good shape, though, to be able to win this game if they can continue the momentum they had on the offensive side. But it's going to be a big second half starting drive for Versailles because they will get the ball to start half number 2. And before we take our extended break here at halftime, I want to run down our sponsors. Again, we appreciate the support from Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. Give you a quick district update here. And again, these are the district standings for Clinton coming into tonight. And Clinton this year is in Class 3 District 7. So as of tonight, Odessa is the 1 seed, and again, it goes by points. So Odessa is 4-1, but they have 43.21 points compared to University Academy. They are in close second, and I mean right there at 42.17. So really the fight in the district for the top seed is going to be between University Academy out of Kansas City and Odessa. Of course, Odessa played Clinton earlier in the year and beat them at Clinton. I believe that was week 2. And then you've got Oak Grove as of tonight, the 3 seeds. St. Michael, the Archangel, is the 4. Summit Christian, another team Clinton has played this year and almost beat. They are right behind them with 30 points. St. Michael has 32. Then you've got Central out of Kansas City. They sit behind them with 19 points, and Clinton right now is the 6 with 17. So still 3 weeks to go. That can all change, and it certainly might change after tonight. So we'll give you another update on the district situation for next week's ball game, which will be homecoming at Clinton as Harrisonville will be coming to town for that one. So we're going to go ahead and take a break here during the half. And what we got, Aiden? We got about 13 minutes or so with the additional 3 minutes. So we'll be back here in around 10 minutes or so with second half action right here on the Cardinals Sports Network. And welcome back here to Versailles. Spencer Edwards, Aiden Jones on the camera tonight, and we are just about ready for second half action here. Week 6, Cardinals looking for the first win and are a half away, putting together pretty good first half. And well, you think back to the fumble they had, and that was another opportunity. They were deep in the red zone, so conceivably you could be up a couple touchdowns. But right now, Cardinals are in good position, but as I said before we went to the break there, it's going to depend on stopping that run, staying mistake-free here in the second half. So before we get going, I want to thank Compass Health Network. They are and have been our halftime show sponsor, so appreciate their support. Cardinals going to be coming back out onto the field here. So we'll see the Versailles offense out there. Cardinals did defer to the second half. Excuse me. Versailles deferred, of course. So the Tiger offense out there, and this is where we've seen what happened earlier. Saw what happened on the kick after the first Clinton touchdown where Versailles put it on the ground, and that was their quarterback, Fletcher Bias, that fumbled that, and he's one of the deep return guys back here. So see if the Cardinals can get down the field, make a play off this kick. And the one category that was lopsided was the time of possession. Every other statistical category Clinton did lead in the first half, but that time of possession soaked up by Versailles, but they only got that one score out of it. So Grayson Gillis to kick for the Cardinals. And we're ready to roll here in the second. Fairly deep, but from the 20 has a chance on the run here to return this, but not much, out to about the 30-yard line. So good coverage down the field in special teams for the Cardinals with Braden Albrick on that return. Not a lot of daylight, but they did do a good job angling that. That definitely was designed to stay away from Fletcher Bias over there on that other side. So Versailles begins the drive, first down and 10 from their own 30. Field position battle was kind of even. Both teams were in the red zone a couple times, so there wasn't a huge lopsided advantage in that category. Inside run on first down and to about the 36 there, some positive yards. Those first couple drives, Versailles was just averaging 5 to 6 a carry. I mean, they had some chunk plays. Cardinals returned the favor. They've got a Clinton player shaken up here. And they're going to make him come off. Is that Stamper? The out 59, Logan Stamper, the sophomore, who has made an impact this year up on that defensive line, has made a couple of plays tonight, and he's going to have to come off for at least one play. So hopefully he's able to come back. Second and 4 coming up here for the Tigers from the 36. Full house backfield. That's been the only formation they've run tonight. And 4 passes in the first half. They go again right up the middle. The old fullback dive up over the 40 to the 41 with Morrison on the carry. So he needed 4. He got 6 for the first down. In between the tackles running. A little bit of outside running, but it's been mostly on the interior. So those Clinton defensive linemen tonight, they've gotten their money's worth. They've been making a lot of the plays there. Stamper, Banks, Carter has made several plays. So they go back to the 4-man front, running that 4-3. And again, right back up the middle, out across midfield, near the first down for Morrison. Brought down on the play by Shoemate, who's also had another nice night up on the defensive front. So 10:37 to go, early going of the third. Cardinals out in front, got down early, 6-0, fought back. They've been in front since early second quarter. And nothing this time. Bias is bottled up. Cardinals all over it. English leading the charge along with Golder. Nothing doing. They did not bite at all on that fake, and that's where they stayed outside contained there. English did a good job staying outside, didn't get sucked to the middle off the fake. And that's been one of the big plays that Bias has had tonight. He's had a couple of those fake middles where he's turned the corner and gotten outside, but not that time. So the scoreboard has 2nd and 1, but that's not the case. 2nd down and about 10. Option pitch. Ooh, dangerous pitch off the right side, and it's wrapped down out in the open field. Well, that's an excellent tackle by Lynch. Uh-oh, but we've got somebody hurt, I believe, for Clinton, way back behind the play. So not sure what happened there, all the way back right about the first down marker. So that was about a good 6-7 yards behind the play. Not sure what happened. I think looks like that's Westendorf. He bounces back up, gets to the sideline. So not sure what happened there, if he turned something on that, but they are checking him out over there on the sideline, making sure everything's all right. So it's going to be 3rd down and a long 9 here for Versailles. That was a really nice job out in space on that tackle by Lynch, having to come up from his corner position on that. As we approach 9 minutes to go here in the third, double tight set, full house backfield, pitch left. A lot of white jerseys in there, good gang tackling on that play. So some positive yards, but still going to be shy of the marker. But a flag is down, and that's something we have not had a lot of tonight, and that has been yellow markers, but that's going against Clinton. Wow, so that is a costly one. Looks like a face mask on Clinton. That's going to give him the automatic first down. Boy, that's a tough one there. Would have been, I think, 4th down coming up because he was going to be about 3 or 4 yards shy, but face mask penalty gives him new life. And again, chewing clock here. We've had the ball approaching about 4 minutes as we approach 8:40 to go in the third quarter. Fumbled snap, Bias. Just barely able to get it back. Not much after that. Well, a near disaster. Cardinals already recovered one fumble tonight. Had a shot right there to get that one. So no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down, 10 to go for Versailles from the 42. But, we got a late, this is a very late flag here. Oh, did we have a flag? Yeah, we did. Late officials now in discussion. So, man, this is going to be interesting call here. Not sure. That was way after the play. It looked like they were ready to line up, had everything set. Still no signal. Okay, so Aiden informs me 59. Was that for Clinton? So, yeah, they said Stamper didn't have his mouthpiece in, but they picked the flag up, so no penalty on that. I guess it was just a stoppage in play. So, 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 47. Just under 8 minutes to play here in the third. Handoff coming back outside. Boy, just not able to turn the corner. Again, good tackling out on that edge by Clinton as Miller with the carry. But that's a great play. Good form tackle again. One-on-one out in the open field, that time by Brody Barnhart. Sets up third down. Big third down coming up here as we approach 7:20 left to go in the third. Lone flanker, near side, same set. Inside fake on the handoff. Bias looked like initially he was going to drop back to pass, but then is basically sacked right there, nowhere to step up as he gets hit right at the 35 and goes down. With a little delay there, I think maybe trying to drop back, then he kind of got cold feet, looked like he was going to run to the outside, but the Cardinals were all over it. Stamper there in the middle, all over that play. Cade Banks in there as well. And now at fourth down for the Tigers. Big decision here for Dusty Daniels, their head coach. They move the ball again with some consistency on this drive, taking some clock off, and he's going to keep his offense out there. Boy, this could be a big play in this game from the 35. Full house backfield, straight drop. Looking to pass. Oh, he's sacked right there. Drilled at the 40 by Jack English. And I mean, hit hard. English all over him. And an outstanding defensive play. Cardinals get off the field as they were looking for a straight pass there. That was the deepest drop Bias has taken all night. And it allows English to fly off that side there right at the edge and makes a great defensive play for the sack. So the Cardinals get a big stand. So after taking a lot of time off the clock, Versailles nothing to show for it. Cardinals take over 1st and 10 from their own 35 with about 6 minutes to go in the third. And a lot of daylight for Oliver. First down and more all the way out to midfield. Biggest run of the night for Marcus Oliver. And now we've got a Versailles player shaken up on that. So they're going to come out and attend to him. Not sure on the number just yet, but we're going to go ahead here, Aiden, take a injury timeout. Cardinals with the momentum and the lead. 6:01 to go in the third, and we'll be back right after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
And we're back here at Versailles, and definitely some concern here as they are still looking at the injured Versailles player. You can see the concern for everybody here in this stadium as they are looking at appears the left leg there, as you can see, trying to stretch that out. And Aiden believes it is Fletcher Bias, their quarterback. So that is a huge development in this game. Again, really kind of the heart and soul of their offense. He's had the most yards for him by far tonight offensively, and it is Bias. Good to see him get up. We'll see if he's able to put some pressure, as you can see, very gingerly coming off the field. Wow. So hopefully he is okay. Again, he has been their leading rusher tonight by far and has their only touchdown as well. So that very critical for him not to be out there for their offense. Did not see what happened there. I think he was trying to make that tackle on that near side and not sure what happened, if he got hit or tried to plant, might have twisted something, but Oliver, big gain, ripped off 15 yards, ran past him on that off the cut, and now we get a penalty marker down. It's going to be an offside on Versailles. So very critical moment in this game. Cardinals trying to maintain the momentum. Now we'll see how the injury to Fletcher Bias, the Versailles quarterback, affects Versailles. That can sometimes have a deflating effect on a team. And now we'll see if the Cardinals can take advantage of it. 1st and 5 after the penalty. They go back on the ground. And Clinton tonight, again, has had a pretty good mix of run and pass. We've seen Barnhart couple catches, Petrie couple catches, and, of course, had the touchdown right at the end of the half off that tip. So they've spread it around tonight. But really, Cannon Lafarge, you look at the rushing numbers, he still has the most carries and the most yards on the ground combined with his passing. So it's been a pretty efficient night for him. Approaching 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Versailles going to bring some pressure. They're going to bring 7. Oh, and Lafarge, there he goes. He runs right by him up the middle on the draw. Cuts back at the 15 to the 10. And he's in the end zone for the touchdown right on cue. Cannon Lafarge adds another one tonight. His second touchdown of the game. That one from a little bit further out there on a 40-yard run. And a big, big score for the Cardinals. And, man, Lafarge showing the wheels right there. Kind of hit an extra gear. And the Cardinals now push the lead out with 4:49 left in the third quarter. And it looks like they will kick the PAT this time. They tried for 2 after the last touchdown, but didn't get it. So Coach Mowry going to go with the PAT. Gillis to kick out of the hold of Westendorf. A little bit of a high snap. Westendorf able to get it down, and the kick is good. So the Cardinals add to the lead. Their third touchdown tonight, 2 of them by Lafarge. That one on a 47-yard scamper right through the middle, and Clinton 20-6 over Versailles. 4:49 to go in the ball game. Back after this break on the Cardinals Sports Network.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
4:49 left to go here in our third quarter. Cardinals add to the lead. Cannon Lafarge ripping off a big touchdown run off of a draw, and we've seen them run that play several times tonight to great effectiveness right through the middle. So Lafarge well up over 100 yards rushing tonight, 2 touchdowns in the ball game. Nice kick here and fumbled down at about the 6. And not much on the return, only out to the 20, but again, the Cardinals swarm that in. That's another thing tonight. They've had very good kick coverage in special teams. Aiden thought he saw a flag, and it appears that is the case. Aiden doubling as our spotter tonight, and cameraman doing an outstanding job, as always. And it looks like it's going to be going against the Tigers, so that's going to set them back. Another good chunk here, making them face another long field, and that's exactly what you want to do, especially a running team, not much of a threat downfield to pass, and you give them those 70, 80-yard fields to work with. It's going to make it very tough. Personal foul was the penalty, so that came late after the play. Big mistake there for Versailles, and that's going to give the Clinton defense a big advantage right here. So 1st and 10, Tigers begin the drive back at their own 10. Long field to work with. And this is where Clinton, boy, just a great opportunity to dial up the pressure a little bit here, maybe get another turnover. Flags everywhere before the snap on this play. And this one may be going against Versailles again as well. And it is. Ball start again on the Tigers, so they are kind of self-destructing right now, and not a good sight on the sideline for Versailles. Fletcher Bias, their quarterback, a moment ago went down with an injury, and it doesn't look good, unfortunately, for him down there on the bench, and they're looking like training staff may not allow him to come back in this game. Toss pitch to the near side here. No room to run. The Cardinals swarm it in. And he's lucky just to get out of the end zone there. That was nearly a safety. As Miller on that outside pitch, no running room. Cardinals out there immediately. That's just perfect tackling. 4 defenders outside contained right there, led by Barnhart. You had Bramall over there in the mix along with English. And it'll bring up a second down and 17. So huge loss right there. Versailles backed up against their own end zone from their own 3 with 3:57 to go in the third. Toss pitch again going back the other way. Miller able to scamper out near the 10, gets a few of those yards back. So with Fletcher Bias, their starting quarterback, out of the game, Tigers having to go into their bench. We'll see if we can get the number on the new quarterback. That is the 11 of Jacob Bansel, the new signal caller for the Tigers. He is just a freshman. And Bias is a senior, so you've got to go from a senior down to your freshman quarterback now. And they go inside handoff. Ball appears to be out as it's a battle for it. It looks like Versailles is able to get back on that football just barely. Cardinals have recovered a fumble tonight. That came on a kick return, though. Both teams have turned it over once in this game. So now they're looking at a 4th down, backed up deep in their own territory. Cardinals expecting punt. And man, I think you about have to punt this football. I know you're down a couple scores if you're Versailles, but you are running massive risk, and they will punt here, it appears. I was going to say, it's like I know you're down a couple. Your tendency is to go for it, but it is way too far back there from in front of his own end zone. Punt is away. Barnhart just going to let it go, and it rolls out of bounds basically right at midfield there over on the Clinton sideline. So another great job by the Clinton defense. That was really good team tackling on that series, taking away those outside sweeps. And Cardinals have made the point to say, you're not going to run inside on us. So Versailles has tried to go more outside with those sweeps, and they took that away on back-to-back plays on that drive there. So the Clinton offense now, they got some cushion to work with. First lead for Clinton this year in the second half. And now they can really open up their options even more. And you don't have to get too fancy here. And again, you want to keep the pedal down, obviously, but you do have a little leeway. 2:08 to go in the third. And they're going to keep it on the ground. Oliver looking for the cutback lane and brought down short gain there of around 3, maybe 4. Albrecht on the stop for the Tigers. And Oliver has had a couple nice runs, just hasn't popped a large run yet. But he's been pretty good in the short yardage situations. And again, I think he only has 1 carry tonight where he's been stopped for a loss. And the Cardinals as a team have done pretty good staying out of those long down and distances throughout the game so far, with 1:30 to go in the third. Pass play in the flat, incomplete, broken up there. Albrecht, nice play on the football as he was looking for Barnhart. So 5 pass completions tonight for Lafarge, 1 of which was the touchdown off the tip to Petrie. But it has been a little more run tonight than pass, but hey, you don't go away from what's working. That's where Lafarge has shown he can be basically a second running back there as much as he's run tonight. 3rd and 7 for Clinton. Lafarge to pass. Oh, it's a little high and tipped up in the air. Boy, very close to possibly being a pick. Versailles pretty good coverage there out in the flat. Ball sailed on him, I think, just a little bit that time, as Bertelli knocks it up in the air and almost had a shot at the pick. So that's a quick 3 and out. Versailles able to get a quick stand. Cardinals looks like will be in punt formation with a 4th and 7 on the board. And for just the second time tonight, Lafarge going to go back to punt it from the 39. Gets a good snap, punt is away. Oh, and not graceful, but the ball was caught. a sliding fair catch right there. He's fortunate to come up with that. Miller almost fumbled that right there. That's one of those that's easy to lose up in those lights for sure. So for Versailles, that's a little bit of a momentum killer right there. Cardinals really had all the momentum going into that series, had a chance to go up 3 touchdowns, but Versailles, to their credit, able to get a stop. But now the question is, with Fletcher Bias, their senior starting quarterback, out of the game due to injury, can they do anything with it now on the ground, especially with 1:16 to go in the third? Inside handoff, trying to push the pile forward, but not much. Cardinal D-line, man, they have been stout there on the interior. Banks, Stamper, Carter, English, all those guys have played really well tonight, gotten off the ball well. And this is one of those games, we knew it at the top, at the beginning, where you saw Versailles, they're just going to come out and try to run it downhill, 3-back backfield. And this is where your guys in the trenches, they've got to be able to control that line of scrimmage. And Clinton has been able to do that to this point as we're coming down to the end of the third, down to 36 seconds to go. 2nd and 6 for the Tigers. And again, on the ground, they stay. And nothing. And this is where the Cardinal D-line, they have kind of been in the situation where they have kind of, I think, had an advantage in the conditioning game as well, because Versailles' O-line, they look a little worn down. I mean, they're just not getting that push. And sometimes running the ball can have the opposite effect. It can wear down your line if that D-line of the other team keeps stopping you on the ground, and Clinton has certainly done that. So we are through 3 here in week 6. Cardinals headed to the 4th with a 2-touchdown lead, trying to close it out. And we'll be back to start the 4th and final quarter right after this on the Cardinals Sports Network.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Morgan the Tiger won the race there, I think, by a long shot. Aiden's like, we got to get the race on camera. So that was a little different entertainment there. I was telling Aiden about the race that they do, the Milwaukee Brewers race, where they have mascots run from the right field corner down the line, and it is quite entertaining. As we start the 4th quarter, Versailles up against it here. Cardinals with all the momentum going into this final quarter. And short gain on the run again as Morrison stopped for minimal gain, and you just have to wonder, with Bias out of the game, can Versailles come up with any consistent offense? This really just plays right into the hands, I think, right now of Clinton defensively. You got a freshman quarterback out there. They're not a passing team, but you're in a situation score-wise where if you're Versailles, if you want to get back in this game, you got to be thinking pass. So it's going to be interesting to see, but they're not able to go for it this time because they're too far back as they punt it away on 4th and 5. And another big stop for the Cardinals. Short punt there as well. And Clinton going to get to start the drive at their own 40. So everything in position here for Clinton. Just got to close this one out. And honestly, if you can manage the clock and take clock down, you may not have to have another touchdown because the situation pretty bleak offensively for Versailles with their injury situation. And certainly another touchdown at this point would be pretty much icing on the cake, but may not necessarily have to have one at this point. But 11-13, that's not I've seen stranger things happen. Comebacks can certainly happen in that stage, so Clinton's got to keep the pedal on the metal as Lafarge, who's had a great night tonight all around, particularly running the ball, carries out to about the 46. Positive yards, and that's just what you got to focus on now. Just positive yards, keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving, and Clinton will be in good shape to win this ball game. Gain of 5 on that last play for Camden. 2nd down, 5 to go. Four wide this time. Seen that bunch set tonight a lot, and haven't seen as much four wide as they motion Goff across the formation. A little pitch for Oliver up near midfield, very close to the first down. So Oliver coming up on 100 yards tonight. It's been kind of a quiet rushing night for him, but he's up to, I've got him about 87 yards rushing tonight unofficially. Puts the Cardinals in a 3rd down and a yard at midfield. Just under 10 minutes to go now here in the contest. Versailles trying to get some momentum from their crowd here as they get the pressure up on the line. They bring 7. Well, Lafarge very close there. I'm not sure if he got this or not. May have to bring the sticks out. Aiden says first down, and man, Aiden's been on the mark tonight spotting as well. Spotting it right down the line. So no review needed. New set of downs for the Cardinals. Draw play very effective, and I've really liked the way they blocked that all night. I mean, they've done a really good job. It's a quick developing play. You got to have the block early on that, and it's been a pretty good job for Banks there in the middle. One of the lead blockers, that center on the play. 1st and 10. Keeper near side for Lafarge and near the 45. But again, stays in bounds. Key thing is keeps the clock going. 8:45 and counting. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining, and we'll see here. You start getting down to under 5 mark. The Cardinals can maintain the possession. Versailles may, again, if they're serious about trying to come back, you might start seeing them dig into those timeouts. 8:23 to go. Back to the bunch set on the near side. Oliver with the carry, just needs to stay in bounds, does, gets up over the 45, near the 40. Going to be short of the marker, but another positive gain for Marcus Oliver. Cardinal line tonight, superb job. They've just done a really good job of chipping away, not running past their blocks, and they've just kind of slowly tonight gained the advantage on the Versailles defensive line in a game where you just had to control the line of scrimmage. This was one of these old-fashioned style games in a way. And I think the Cardinal defensive line really started to wear down Versailles' O-line really about midway 2nd quarter. You could kind of really see the tables turn where they gained the upper hand. And the Cardinal O-line is now returning the favor as well. So 2nd and 5. Oh, and motion up on the line. Barnhart was going in motion, but we got motion on the other side as well, and I think that's offside on Versailles. Or did he? I don't know. They're clapping like it may be going against Clinton. We may have illegal motion. They may get Barnhart, but to me that looked clean. I don't know that Morris was out of the neutral zone on that either. on the other side. So the false start is on Clinton. Wow. It would have had to been on Barnhart because I did not see anybody move on the O-line for Clinton. Westendorf, yeah. Westendorf, I think on that far side may have got going early. Yeah, I didn't think Barnhart, he was in motion and was parallel to the line of scrimmage. I didn't think anything looked wrong there. So may have been on that far side with West. I think Westendorf, he was the only receiver on that side, on that formation. Brings up a third down, 3rd and 10 for the Cardinals from their own 48. Again, Barnhart in motion. And they stay on the ground, and Oliver got the corner. Over the 30. Still going. Whoops. Screen froze on us. And now a late flag comes out as Oliver was forced out of bounds after a big gain. Are we back? All right, and we are back here as we had the penalty called. It actually ended up being unsportsmanlike on Clinton after the run by Oliver. I thought they were going to get that maybe a late unsportsmanlike on Versailles. So it wipes away a big run by Oliver and now a fumble. Fumble on the play right at about the 35. Versailles has recovered. So that was a little jet sweep around the end there, I believe to Barnhart, and puts the ball on the ground. So the second fumble of the night for the Cardinals, going to give it back to the Tigers with 6:31 to go in the ball game. So unfortunate turn of events right there, and a lot of traffic in the area. And Barnhart ends up having it stripped out. Tigers will begin the drive, but again, still up against it. Cardinals, everything in their favor, and Versailles just has not threatened in the second half. Cardinals pitching the shutout. Again, they stay with their backup, a freshman quarterback due to the injury to Bias, and a toss pitch. Far side, not a lot doing. Cardinal defense all over it again. I mean, you're seeing 3-4 defenders all over the play. About every play. I mean, Cardinals have had really good team tackling tonight as we approach 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Cardinals back home next week. It'll be homecoming as Harrisonville coming in to Cardinal Stadium. And the last 2 out of 3 are home games. Cardinals have had a couple more road games this year, and they will be anxious to get back home next week. Vansel on the keeper there in the middle. Now we've got that injured Clinton player down on the field, and we're going to have a timeout for injury. That is Clifton, Austin Clifton. So that is not good. He's, I think, battled some injuries this year already, and he's going to have to come off the field. He is a big kid and one of those anchors there in the middle of that line for Clinton, and gingerly having to come off. 3rd down and 8 coming up here for Versailles. Line of scrimmage will be from the 40-yard line, but now the official is going to make Versailles player come off here. So I'm not sure if it's another equipment issue with that. The Cardinals have looked pretty comfortable in the 4-3. And again, load in the box, so they haven't really had to blitz a whole lot, but those linebackers have been able to stand pretty close to the line, and edge rushing has been pretty good as well. Vansel, keeper, dropped right at the 40. Nothing. Cardinals not giving an inch here defensively. A really nice play there in the middle. Good job by Joey Applegate sealing the right side there in the gap and making that play. Brings up 4th down, 8 to go. And the Tigers looks like going to be back here in punt formation with 4:50 left in the game. So that is, my memory serves, 6 straight stop drives that the Clinton defense has been able to put together against this Versailles offense. And the punt going to roll dead just beyond the 35. So the Cardinal offense back out there, and they just have controlled the line of scrimmage, both sides of the football in this game. Versailles not able to get anything going, and definitely losing Bias has been a factor, no doubt. I mean, he was a big loss for them, had over half of their total yards in the first half and their only touchdown. So they just do not have quite the same punch out there. The Cardinals taking full advantage of that, but again, this is a Versailles offense. They haven't scored a lot this year, but when you take your leading rusher off the field and you're a team that's primarily run with him, that's going to do some damage, and it certainly has. As the Cardinals get another first down right here on the handoff to Oliver to move the chain. So at this point, Cardinals just got to keep the clock moving and keep it in between the hashes as the official signaling for that clock to run as the chains are set. Just under 4:20 to go here in the contest. So this very close to being the night for the Cardinals to put it all together, 4 quarters, and come out of here with a W. And very, very close to that. And boy, if you can just put together, I have to say maybe 3 or 4 more first downs. May only need 3. That could be enough. I'm not sure how serious Versailles will be in terms of using their timeouts to try to get the ball back, but key is here. We've got it at least a 2-possession game. So we've got another run there in the middle for Oliver. I thought a flag came out there late, not the case. And the other thing tonight, Cardinals, they have fumbled the ball twice, but they've stayed away from the penalties. They have not had those key mistakes, and that's kind of the thing that has come up on them a little bit in a couple games this year where they've been in the game at half but lost it in the second half, and that's just due to a couple key plays not going their way, a couple mistakes. But tonight they've done a pretty good job putting it all together as we approach 3 minutes to go, 2nd down and long. And Cardinals just using all of that clock. Going to take this play clock down under 10. Lafarge on the draw. That's been the bread and butter play tonight. Gets across the 45 near midfield, very close to that first down. So Lafarge about 160 tonight, I think, on the ground, give or take, with those 2 touchdowns. He's had a very, very good night, and that line has done a superb job up there. With Banks and Golder over there at right tackle. Clifton as well. Shoemate up on the line. So, you've got several of these kids that play both offensive and defensive line, and for them to dominate on both sides tonight. I mean, in a game where they really had to control that line of scrimmage, they've done a very good job. And you see it there again, working hard, line pushing their guys back 5-6 yards. Another first down run for Oliver to move the chains. And that's just such a good feeling for a running back when you know your line is winning at the point of attack, one-on-one up there. I mean, that's just a burst of confidence for a tailback to get in there behind him and use those blocks. And it's translated into a lot of yards tonight for Oliver. About 1:40 to go. Cardinals, looks like, are going to have this one in the bag here pitching the shutout in the second half, and I think it's safe to say well on their way to win number 1 here tonight as they will line up facing a first down and 10 from the 44. Offset back to the near side as they use the play clock up. Again, Oliver searching for room, not much. They'll bring him down shy of the 40. And Versailles is going to use a timeout here, so they will take one. Kind of odd that they would use it now, though. 1 minute to go, and they're going to burn one, and that's going to be their first charged. And we'll have 2 more left. But I think it's safe to say, as we'll go ahead and keep this one here, Aiden, I think it's safe to say using the timeout now, probably not going to help you too much at this stage if you're Versailles. And again, we want to thank our sponsors tonight, Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. Appreciate all of their support making the broadcast possible, and if you'd like to become a sponsor, please contact Radford Media. And that is, of course, KDKD as well. And we will be back in the friendly confines of Cardinal Stadium next week. It'd be a big opportunity for the Cardinals on homecoming to maybe get an MRVC W next week. They had one last year as they defeated Center. But this is going to go down tonight as a non-conference win, but a win is a win for sure. Second down and 9. Out of the timeout, Versailles going to load up the box. And there's another good run for Oliver out to the 35. Going to be shy of the stick, but keeps the clock moving. Under a minute, Versailles is going to take, I think, another timeout here, I believe. And they will. So Oliver, it's going to get him up around 100 yards tonight. Again, no touchdowns for him, but still pretty good night's work. And him and Lafarge did a really nice job complementing each other in the running game. But a little over 200 yards, I think, total tonight, offensively, total yards of offense for the Cardinals. So pretty good night, pretty efficient. And again, they didn't always have the time of possession in their favor. Versailles had the ball actually a little more tonight. But the Cardinals, that touchdown right before the end of the first half on that tip pass that was caught by Petrie, that was the big one. That was the big one to get it out to 2 scores and took the momentum into the second half. And that's where it's been from that point on. So that was very, very critical. So 2 rushing touchdowns tonight in the game for Lafarge, and then the 1 passing one, as I said, to Petrie. So the Cardinals back on the field here. 1 more timeout left for Versailles. Again, not too sure why they decided until now to use them, but I think either way, obviously, it's going to be very tough for them to come back. But some coaches have the mindset, use them or lose them on the timeouts. But it's going to be it's impossible now for them to have enough possessions to come back as they get the handoff off the left side. Oliver again on the carry. Oh, was it 22 on the call there? So that was actually carried by Gillis. So I think Oliver may be getting a well-deserved break here at the end of this game with 43 seconds and counting left. Oliver go back out there now. I got him lined up in the backfield. We'll see if the Cardinals, they're not quite going to be able to run the clock out, so they will have to snap it and take the knee, but that will do it right there. Final 20 seconds roll off the clock, and the Clinton Cardinals get their first win of the season here tonight to go to 1-5 as they knock off the 1-4 Versailles Tigers 20-6 here this evening. And as I just mentioned a moment ago, the rushing attack, that was the story tonight. couple of rushing TDs for Cannon Lafarge, passing touchdown to Petrie. They get the balanced attack, a little more pass in the second half, working that zone, but they get well over 200 yards total in offense, and that was more than enough to get the job done. The other key tonight, Clinton defense, very, very good job. Controlled the line of scrimmage, got off their blocks, gang tackled well, didn't miss many tackles at all, and contained this running threat from Versailles. Got knocked back on their heels again early, but I think mid-second quarter is when you felt like the defensive line of scrimmage went to Clinton's favor. That's when they were able to really get control of it. Versailles just couldn't move the ball, and then, of course, unfortunately for them, Fletcher Bias, their senior quarterback, did get injured, didn't come back in the ball game. We hope everything is okay for him, and he's able to come back and finish his senior year. But that took their primary threat off the field. But I really think had he been on the field, Clinton still would have been able to win the game because of the control that they had at the line of scrimmage and were just making it tough on Versailles' running game. So big win tonight for Coach Mowry's club. This was a game you feel like you had a really good shot to win, needed the W, and were able to get it done here tonight. And again, they knock off Versailles for the second time in a row. They beat them last year as well at Clinton. Cardinals, as I mentioned, will be back at Clinton next week. Homecoming in store. So I'm sure we'll have a big crowd out at Cardinal Stadium next Friday night as Harrisonville comes into town. Cardinals will be coming off of their first win. And a nice one tonight for Coach Mowry's team. Got to give him a lot of credit and his team as well. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage tonight. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. Again, we want to thank Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. That's going to do it for our coverage tonight, folks. Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend. On behalf of Aiden Jones, I'm Spencer Edwards. Take it easy.